Well, thank you for coming back for another edition of Council Connections. My guest today is here to discuss one of the big things he's done this past year, and it's a doozy, so we'll be right back. Well, as I teased earlier before the open, we have our guest today, Councilmember Keith Sydnor. Thank you so much for coming on. I know it's a busy time coming up. You've got a lot going on, but we wanted to make sure we got you on because, as I teased again earlier, there was you accomplished, you completed, you achieved a big thing in your life dealing with your council position. So we wanted to make sure that we got right at the top of the show. Tell people what you did.
I completed a Leadership Academy course sponsored by the University of Maryland and the Maryland Municipal League. It was a 2-year course, and it's recommended for all newcomer elected officials. Talk about local government, how to manage budget, how to hold open meetings, things of that nature. Just a whole lot of information that was very helpful as a new council member being elected to accomplish my duties as a city council member.
So you received a certificate from the Academy for Excellence in Local Governance from the University of Maryland. Now you said so much that you had to do. What exactly did that entail? What did you have to do?
Like I said earlier, it's a 2-year course. In order to complete the course, it's 2 years. And so when you go to these conferences and things of that nature, you attend these courses. There's so many courses you can attend. But like I said earlier, these are the courses focused on newly elected officials so they can understand their role in the government, because there's no class on how to govern. Mm-hmm. You just basically got to get elected first, and once you get elected, then you got to take the time yourself and pour into trying to make yourself a better representative for the people you're going to serve. And I think it's very important to do that, and I'm very proud of that. And on Sunday, we're holding the graduation at the University of Maryland, so happy to be there with other local officials throughout the state of Maryland. I think it's maybe 25 of us, I believe so. So just looking forward to that, and like I say, the information I learned is very useful, and I serve my constituents here in the city of Laurel.
Oh, geez, yeah, I'm just over the moon and proud of you. That's a big accomplishment. When we put that press release out, I was very happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Great job, great job with that.
Well, thank you.
All right, so you went ahead, took 2 years to accomplish that, but in the meantime, you've been doing other things out in the community, and one of them you were telling me about. You started an initiative where you went out in Ward 2, which is your ward, to touch base with your constituents and your residents.
Yes, and one of the things I feel that I said I was going to be accessible to the people, and that's mean you got to be out in the community. And as you know, our city hall meetings are held every second and fourth Monday of each month, and sometimes they're not well attended, even though we have they be broadcast on Laurel TV. But it's taking my initiative to go out into the community where the people are located at. I call it boots on ground, some of my military terms.
Oh,
go
nice.
to where the people are at. So people congregate at fitness centers. So I went to LA Fitness, set up a table, and just basically let them know who I am, who the mayor is, who the other council members are, and what the service the city has, we offer. I did a Paradise Nail Salon. Folks like to get their nails done, their toes done, so I went there. Went to laundromat. So all these places where people congregate at normally, and you set up a table, thanks to the business owner allowed me to come in there to set a table up and just talk about city hall politics. And folks come up and they was very appreciative for doing that. And so that's something I'm gonna continue to do after my term, is meet the people where they at and just give them information.
Well, you not only do that, which is fantastic, but you also recently had a Kid Fit Day. Why don't you tell people what that's all about?
I have a little motto, health is wealth, so you got to invest in yourself. Our body's our temple. We always take care of everything else, but we don't take care of our bodies. So we don't take care of our bodies, then some of the things we want to do will not be able to do those things. So why not invest in our young people? I'm all about investing. The biggest investment you can make, I think, is in our young people. Mm-hmm. And so I'm all about that. So health fitness, I team up with an organization called Apple Scratch Fitness, Kid Fitness Program, and they target kids 6 to 12 years old. So the earlier we get kids into physical activities, things of that nature, and healthy exercise, healthy eating, the better overall I believe they'll be when they become an adult.
Well, especially nowadays with all the video games and, look at me, I've got this tablet in my hand. I mean, noses are going to be in these tablets and on their phones, so I think this is a great program that you've got going on here.
Yeah, I mean, I just basically modeled out the other programs. The NFL had a program, so First Lady Michelle Obama had a program as well. So I figured, you know what, let's get our kids involved as well. So that's a good age to get kids involved, 6 to 12. So I developed those healthy habits at that age. So I programming them to be doing things of nature like that. So,
And you said Apple Scrapple is the company that you work with?
Yes, Apple Scrapple Kids Fit Program.
Oh,
So we partnership with them with the city of Laurel, and it had a one-day, I want to call it a boot camp. But it was actually it was fun. I participated in it, and I think the mayor was out there, and Councilman Nicholas was out there as well. So it was a representative of a lot of city officials and kids from out there, city of Laurel, and their parents, and everybody had a great time. And hopefully we'll continue that partnership.
Well, you go from, putting out there that kids should be healthy and happy, and you also had a job fair. So you're also looking out for the adults, trying to make sure that they can be fiscally healthy, that they can get a job and a career and have a good life. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how that came about?
I think that's a good question because, one of the things that I wanted to do was have a Laurel Jobs Act. When business come into the city of Laurel, we want people to work in Laurel, shop in Laurel, and then we have that. But ideally, that's kind of difficult to do. So what I did, I reached out to our State Delegate Office, District 21, Senator Rosa Pep leadership team, and also Councilman Tom DeNoga, to try to get some referrals from them. In the meantime, they said they want a partnership with us in the city of Laurel. So we reached out to 40 employers, and we brought 40 employers to our Robert DePietro Center this past April. And I believe over 300 applicants walked through those doors looking for jobs. It was very successful. People enjoyed it. And it's something I'm going to continue to do. And I have done that so far as I went to a couple of job fairs myself personally, not looking for a job for myself, but looking for recruiters to help the next job fair. And I attended one last week at Fort Meade. And I contacted 30 recruiters there at that job fair and got a high response that they would love to come to Laurel and participate in our next job fair. So once again, right, we would love to bring employment to the city of Laurel, but sometimes it's difficult to do, but we can also reach out to employers who's hiring, because there's people that want to transfer jobs, want to start new jobs, and this is open for like law enforcement, engineering, landscaping companies. So it's a general job fair that can arrange, all our constituents in our area. So that's something I'm very proud of.
Yeah, it was a wide range of jobs and careers that were there, organizations and businesses. It was really full with, you could go anywhere from, like you said, lawn care all the way up to law enforcement. I think there was the school system was there.
Yes.
It was really good. So that
Yes.
was a fantastic job.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Now, next up, we just had voter registration day. That just came by, where you push people to get people who are voting to register. Excuse me, that's a tongueful. Let me get that out.
Yes.
But you actually take it out there and you make sure you go out personally and register voters. Why don't you tell people
Yes.
about that, what you do?
The great thing about the state of Maryland, you can register to vote at 16. Well, although we know we can't vote until 18, but you can register at 16. So what I try to do is get involved in high schools. Last year in Laurel High School, I went there, held a voter registration drive, and I'm scheduled to hold a voter registration drive this year on October 21st with the Laurel football team. I want to start with the football team first because football teams seem like they leaders. And so when they start registering and vote, that's going to spark the interest. Hopefully, that spark interest for other high school students to vote as well, not to register to vote. Just want to get them to that process at that early age. Once again, I believe my job as a council member is to set the example and start not I want to say we're programming, but start educating our young folks about the process of voting and what's the responsibility they have, and get them registered is the most important thing. And once you get them registered, then you can educate them who they really want to vote for. But you can just educate them on this is why you should vote, and this is things of that nature like that. So I think that's very important to conduct those voter registration drives throughout the year. Even though yesterday was National Voter Registration Day, but I believe you should be always registering folks to vote, regardless where you're at.
Right.
When I'm out in the community, me, Councilman Keefe in the community, I have voter registration forms. So I register people. I register 3 people throughout the course of the summer. So that's, I feel that's
Just
what
by
I do.
having it in your pocket and ready to go.
If you're a council member, I believe you're out there talking to the community, have your voter registration forms available, because you never know who's
It's
not
so
registered.
important. It really is. It's your voice. Out there, you've got to make sure that everyone is aware how important this is, because your vote counts.
Yes, it does.
Your what is it? Your vote is your voice.
Yes, it is.
So, great job with that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Now, is there anything else? I know you've got a lot. I mean, this is just touching the tip of the iceberg. I know you've got a lot, but I mean, is there anything else that you wanted the viewers to?
Not at this particular time. I think one of the things I like doing as a council member is getting out in the community, talking to my constituents. And when I was out in the community, talking to one of my constituents, her name is Miss Siobhan Desper. I'm hoping I pronounced her name correctly, but I just want to tell this story. I knocked on her door, and she told me that her son was diagnosed with leukemia. And she said she'd be going to Baltimore and Maryland to be doing different things, making awareness and for childhood cancer. And I said, wow, you don't need to go to Baltimore. You can do some things here in Laurel. So I contacted the mayor, and we we wrote a proclamation for the city of Laurel to recognize Childhood Cancer Month in September. And while she was there in Baltimore, we met some other folks there, Miss Maria Gonzalez, who's also on the Education Advisory Committee, and her strong, beautiful daughter, Mia, who's suffering from cancer as well. And we met her at the city council meeting, and you guys did a great story on them yesterday,
yes.
And I thought that was a great story. So when talking to the constituents like that, and they sharing those type of stories with you, and they want people be aware of what's going on, I think that's a great responsibility for us as a city council member and the mayor, is promote those things, especially when the parents have their children that's going through this process. And then not only they want other people to know that, hey, there's some work to be done out there. And so I just enjoy that type of stuff, because that makes the parents feel good, and just make me
It helps
feel
them
good
get
as well.
the word out, because
Yes.
you've got to, the child is going through so much, the parents are going through so much. And by having something like this, and you could tell that they were just thrilled to have this recognized at the mayor and
Right.
city council meeting.
Yes.
You've got a child that's fighting and surviving cancer, and they want the word to get out,
Yes.
So let's do this together.
Yeah, it's a testament on the parents, because they're not being selfish.
Right.
Saying, my child's suffering from this though, but we still want to, make other people aware of this, what's going on. And it's just a beautiful spirit to have folks like that in our community, live in our city. And so we got to really continue to work with our constituents, find out what they need. And I think that's what I enjoy about being in the community, because just not being in the community, I probably never met those individuals,
Right.
Through this process. So
you would say that's probably your favorite thing, or is there something else that you
I don't
enjoy?
want to say I have a favorite thing, but I enjoy helping folks and talking to folks, because there's so many things that I enjoy doing. So I don't want to put a favorite on anything.
Right, because it's all enjoyable, right?
Yes.
You love doing it all.
Yeah, I'm
right?
here to serve. Yeah, I've been serving my whole life, so I like helping people. So that's my passion.
Well, thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it. Some great information. You've got some great initiatives out there. You're out in the community. The residents couldn't ask, and Ward 2 could not ask for a better representative.
Well, thank you for having me.
so
I
much.
appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. We hope that if you have any questions, you can definitely call the council member's office here. I know that he is more than willing to speak with you. You can hear that's one of his, not favorite things, but that's one of the things he really enjoys doing. You can reach them at 301-725-5300, extension 2120. So again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you again. Appreciate you.
And thank you for watching. Now, Laurel TV, we're always looking for stories. You can hear we had a great story just from this Mayor and City Council meeting visit with the childhood cancer fighting, awareness. So if you have a story, make sure to give us a call, 301-725-5300, extension 2208. You can also go to our Facebook page, Laurel TV, and you can also go to our website, laureltv.org. We also put all these great stories that the one that Councilmember Sydnor just spoke about, on our YouTube channel. So Laurel TV official videos, so make sure you go there as well. Be sure to tune in. We'll be back for another edition of Council Connections with our next guest. We don't know who, but we will have a council member here. Thank you so much. Have a great day.